Join me as I dive into the chaos of Trump's worst day ever and try to figure out how everything that could go wrong actually went wrong. Today was one of those days where you just can't help but wonder how it all went so wrong for Donald Trump. From politics to public backlash, it seemed like everything was conspiring against him. Let's start with the political setbacks Trump faced. First, his own party turned against him, with several high-ranking Republicans publicly denouncing his latest policy move. Then, his team struggled to contain the fallout from a recent scandal, which only seemed to get worse as the day went on. On top of that, his approval ratings hit a new low, with many Americans expressing their disappointment and frustration with his leadership. And if that wasn't enough, his recent feud with a major world leader took a dramatic turn, putting the entire world on edge. Each of these events is significant in its own right, but when combined, they paint a picture of a president in crisis mode. Trump's inability to unite his own party behind him is a major red flag, and his team's struggles to contain scandals have become all too familiar. The low approval ratings are a stark reminder that many Americans are losing faith in his leadership, and the feud with the world leader has serious implications for global stability. Taking a closer look at the scandal, it's clear that Trump's team was caught off guard by the sheer scale of the backlash. Despite their best efforts to spin the story, they simply couldn't contain the outrage, and it ended up dominating the headlines all day. The feud with the world leader is also highly significant, as it has already led to economic sanctions and could have far-reaching consequences for international relations. As the day wore on, it became clear that Trump's biggest challenge wasn't the individual events themselves, but rather his team's inability to respond effectively to them. Time and time again, they were caught flat-footed, struggling to come up with a coherent response to the various crises that were unfolding. And at the heart of it all was Trump himself, whose abrasive style and penchant for tweeting his way out of trouble only seemed to make things worse. But of all the disastrous moments from Trump's terrible day, there was one that stood out above the rest. It was a moment that encapsulated the sheer chaos and dysfunction of this presidency, a moment that left even Trump's most ardent supporters stunned and speechless. And that moment came when Trump himself took to Twitter to lash out at his critics, in a series of tweets that were both bizarre and embarrassing. The tweets were a masterclass in deflection and distraction, with Trump trying to shift the blame onto his political opponents and the media. But they only ended up drawing more attention to his own failures, and left even his most loyal supporters wondering what on earth he was thinking. It was a moment that perfectly captured the essence of Trump's terrible day, a day that will surely go down in history as one of the most disastrous of his presidency. So, to recap, today was a day of political setbacks, public backlash, and unexpected controversies for Trump. It was a day that highlighted his team's inability to respond effectively to crisis, and Trump's own tendency to make things worse through his abrasive style and tweeting habits. And at the heart of it all was a sense of chaos and dysfunction that has come to define this presidency. What do you think was the worst part of Trump's day? Let me know in the comments below, and be sure to check out my previous videos for more political commentary. Thanks for watching.